Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Forsining GMT1247-9. Or is it the TM-417G? Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing a Ben Nevis BN6017G, homage to a fossil Nathan Drake watch. Nathan Drake watch is the name I gave it. And Grogu's wearing my G-Shock GD350. Grogu asked me if Annie is short for Anakin and Chewie is short for Chewbacca. What is Luke short for? I said, what? He said a stormtrooper. I usually write my own Grogu jokes, but saw that on Facebook the other day and it gave me a chuckle, so I decided to use it. Alright, let's take a look at the watch. It comes in this box. And if you look at the back of the box, it says GMT. And the reference number on the AliExpress ad is GMT1247-9. But if you look at the case back, it says TM1-417G. So I don't know what is the right reference number. So we'll just go with the AliExpress ad for now. Part of the appeal of chronographs is not only the stopwatch ability, but the visual aesthetics of the additional subdials. Since chronograph movements tend to be expensive, one can still get the visual appeal with a multifunction watch. This Forsining is meant to look like a vintage chronograph, but is indeed a multifunction watch, with the subdials acting as a day of the week and month calendar. This allows the watch to be an automatic and still only be in the $50 range. If we are not looking at anything of high horology, but still want something that looks nice, then do we actually need a working chronograph when we have our phone with us, which will serve in a pinch if we ever do need to time something? The watch is 41 millimeters at the case, but 40.5 millimeters at the bezel. 48.9 millimeters lug to lug. Is a whopping 15.8 millimeters thick, but a lot of it's because of this dome crystal. Has a 22 millimeter lug width and weighs only 67 grams on the supplied leather strap. It has a polished stainless steel bezel. Then it has this retro looking dial. There's a tachymeter on the dial edge, and this tachymeter is completely useless because this is not a chronograph. Plus it's not even a hacking movement, so you could even stop it at the 12 and use it as a pseudo stopwatch because the second hand does not stop. Has the Forsining name and logo at the top, and then it says automatic on the bottom. There's no mention of water resistance because you just get the basic 30 meters. Has applied unloomed indices with the Roman numeral 12 at the 12 and batons everywhere else. Has very thin unloomed doffing hands and a stick second hand. Nothing's loomed on this watch at all. Has two large subdials. It's got a day of the week on the left and month of the year on the right. Then there's a date at the 6, and the date does have a border. The sign crown is a push-pull. No need for a screw down when you only have 30 meters water resistance. Plus nobody's going to take this in the water anyway. The top pusher controls the day of the week. And as you can see, the day of the week moves in half days. So you would think that means that the day shifts every 12 hours, but you would be incorrect because the day does shift 2 ticks every 24 hours like a typical day-date movement. So basically when you set it, make sure you set it on an actual number, because that's just a side effect of the day-date type movements where normally they have 2 different languages for the day, but that's not the case here. You just have numbers. Then the bottom pusher controls the month. Just push it once and it changes month. Now the month does not roll over automatically, so right now it's October, and when it becomes November, I'll have to push this to get it to November. But the day does roll over automatically, like your typical day-date movement. It has a thick dome glass crystal, and it has a nice distortion on the edge because of the dome. I like the crystal. It just looks cool. Yes, it's not sapphire, but do you really need sapphire on a watch like this? Then the case back says all stainless steel, which is usually a pretty good tell that the case is not. But in this case, it sure looks like it's steel. Because if it was chrome plated, everything would be shiny. But this looks brushed. So I don't know. It says stainless steel in the AliExpress ad. And I'm not going to do a scratch test. But I think it's steel. Then the case back is also a display case back. And it says TM417G, which once again, I don't know if that's supposed to be the reference number or if that's the number of the movement. I tried to Google it and couldn't find a movement with that reference number. So I'm not sure. Maybe they just reused the case for from some other watch. I don't know. Then underneath the movement itself, I don't know what it is. I don't see any numbers on it. It appears to be a 3 Hertz movement that hand winds but does not hack. And then it seems to have a bidirectional rotor because I can't make it spin. Usually if it's a unidirectional, you can make it spin in one direction, but I can't seem to do that. So I think it's bidirectional. And I have no clue how many joules there are. And I haven't even checked how accurate it is yet, so let's put it on the time grapher and find out. Here it is on the time grapher. As you can see, it's running pretty fast. Normally I would say I prefer fast to slow, but this is a non-hacking movement, so it really doesn't matter if it's fast or slow. Either way, you're going to have to pull the crown and set the hands when you adjust it. But I've seen a lot worse. At least the line seems to be fairly smooth and there's not much of a beat error. The amplitude is really low though. Has a genuine leather strap with has quick release. I really like the fact that it has quick release. Always makes it so much nicer to change straps. This strap is nice. It's a nice. You don't need a break-in period. You can wear it right away and it's comfortable. The inner is kind of hard. I wouldn't say stiff, but at least it's sturdy. And then the buckle is sturdy and fine, but if you're going to keep this, get a deployment clasp. You'll need an 18mm if you do. But this strap seems very similar to that Bernie Swiss Railway watch I reviewed. Might be the same one. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. As you can see, that looks nice. It is kind of chunky, but a lot of it is due to that dome crystal. And I'd rather have that big dome crystal than it not wear so thick. And as you can see, they'll only have 2 notches left. So if you have a huge wrist, you might have to put it on another strap. Which is too bad because it's a nice strap. Of course, you could probably poke one more hole. But no, it looks nice. Here is the watch on vintage leather strap. I think that looks really nice. I think I prefer that to the stock strap. So I think if I was going to keep it, I'd buy a leather strap for it. That just looks really nice. It goes with the color of the dial really well. What do I like about this watch? Well, they really nailed the retro look. And I like the fact that it comes with a quick release strap. And I like the fact that it has a stainless steel case. What are my gripes and groans? No loom. The strap is a little short. And this useless tachymeter clutters up the dial. Just get rid of it. It's not a chronograph. Do I recommend this watch? Sure. If you want an automatic watch that looks like a retro chronograph, but don't want to spend the money for an automatic chronograph, this watch will give you the look you want for a very reasonable price. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Forsining GMT1247-9, or is it the TM-417G? And I will be back with another review, probably that Ben Nevis I'm wearing right now. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.